Please hang up and try again.
Hello. Okay, so I have a little story to tell you, and I have a little friend to introduce you to, and she's already bored. This is my friend Chloe. She's pissed. She's a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix, and she is kind of my little lifesaver over here. I got her on a whim, which is probably not the best thing to say. I'm so sorry, but I was really struggling and I needed someone. And I was guided to get her by the universe or whatever it is that you want to call it. Oh, stop it, stop it. Right in the mouth. Chloe is amazing and I love her very much, but she's a little liquor dog. Okay, so my story. I was pretty positive that my house was haunted. Not this house. This is my new apartment. But the house that I got when I first moved out here to Nebraska is a two-story house built in the 1920s. It's so old that on the floors, on the wood floors, there are these burn marks that apparently before they had electricity, they used to have oil lamps and stuff like that. So they would burn them, and it burnt the floors in both of the bedrooms and the on both sides of the fireplace in my living room. But these burn marks on this very light wood, they look kind of like just really dark stains, which when I started to think my house might be haunted, started making me wonder if maybe they were blood stains from a murder that had probably happened in my house. That was what I decided was going on. And the reason that I decided that my house was haunted was because of this little guy. This little girl right here. Oh yeah, you sniff at me. Okay, I moved into my house in March of 2015, and probably 3 or 4 months later, Chloe started to act really weird. She was fine. She sleeps with me upstairs in my bedroom, and she was fine. I would pick her up, and we would go upstairs every night, and she'd go happily to bed. But probably about 3 to 4 months into it, which would have been June or July, she started to get really scared. And I would pick her up and she would be shaking and just so nervous to go upstairs. And so I thought that something was wrong with her. And whenever I would put her in the bed, she would be like vigilant, sitting on her hind legs, just staring, would not lay down, would not relax, to the point where eventually she just would go on the floor and she didn't want to sleep in the bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, she sees a ghost. She's trying to protect me from a ghost in my 1920s house where there's murder stains on the floor. As silly as that was, that's all I could think of. I'm like, why is all of a sudden my puppy dog so scared to go to sleep at night? She's happy all day long. Why isn't she afraid of the ghosts during the day? Why wasn't she afraid of the ghosts in March, April, May, or June? Why is it that all of a sudden now she is afraid of some ghosts? I heard that if you light tea candles and you burn sage in the house, it will cleanse it. And I am not ashamed to admit that I did that because I love my Chloe and I was going to get rid of the ghost so that she could sleep, and because I was afraid of the ghosts. It wasn't until much later that I learned that it was me. She was sensing my anxiety at night. I think I mentioned this in one of my last videos that I sometimes have nightmares, and they will get worse in July. July is one of my trigger months. July and October and January. None of those months, I hadn't been in the house yet, so I thought that it was haunted. Turns out that's not right. That I wasn't sleeping well. She was like a little alarm clock for me, reminding me that the bad month was coming, and that it was about time for me to be upset, and that's why I had her, that I needed her to be there for me and to take care of me. And the reason that I'm telling you this story is, well, number one, it's funny because I was positive my house was haunted, and number two, because our moods are going to affect those around us. They're going to affect our loved ones. They're going to affect our little puppies, and we need to take care of ourselves. If not for us, then we need to take care of ourselves for our friends and our family and the people and the things and the little loved ones who depend on us. Because I was legitimately scaring her. And I wasn't I wasn't doing anything, but she could sense it in me. So imagine what the others sense as well. So just think about that. The next time you feel like you don't deserve to take care of yourself, or you feel like somebody else has it worse, or you feel like, oh, you're gross, Chloe. You feel like you feel like maybe it's just not your time. It is your time, because if you don't take care of yourself, then the others in your life are going to suffer for it. And if you care about them, then you need to care about yourself. And that's really all that I have, is that you deserve to live the best life you can. And if there's anything that you can do to make it better, then get out there and do it. Otherwise, it's going to feel like you're living in a haunted house. All right. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed my little story. I hope that you enjoyed meeting Chloe, my little love. Okay, she doesn't love me anymore. But she'll be back, and I'll be back, and I care about you. And bye.